Hey everybody, I know it's been a while since my last upload. Things have been happening. I've been moving. I lost the passion a little bit, but I feel like in the last few months, seeing movies consistently, I've refound that passion that I had for reviewing film and have found the ability to correctly break down film in ways that I feel advantageous, where I'm not just reiterating or regurgitating the same thing that everybody else is saying. Anyways, I'm getting back into this again. Hopefully, I can get better. Hopefully, I can start doing actual video reviews and things like that and doing actual real stuff. But for the time being, tonight I saw Free Guy, directed by Sean Levy, starring Ryan Reynolds, Jodie Comer, Taika Waititi, Joe Carey, Little Rel Howery, and Utkarsh Ambudkar. Now let's get the easy shit out of the way first. I think that in back-to-back appearances in video game movies, Ryan Reynolds has managed to appear in two of the best video game movies of all time. Yes, that is not a high bar to pass, but I think it's saying something that he has managed to do what seemed to be impossible, and not only Free Guy, but Detective Pikachu as well in 2017, or whatever year that came out. I want to say 19 maybe. A lot of people say that they are tired of Ryan Reynolds' shtick, that he plays the same character in every movie, but I think he does a bit of a heel turn playing Guy. The snarky, sarcastic Ryan Reynolds we have always known him to be isn't really there. Instead, a well-meaning, almost absent-minded character has filled those shoes, and it's refreshing to see from him, to say the least. Now, I have a lot of qualms about the writing, which I'll get into, but this film does a few things right story/script-wise. Taika Waititi plays an owner of a game development company who prioritizes sequels and milking a property over creating something new and stepping back and trying to make it better by breaking it down to its more basic levels, something that I think is a huge problem with Call of Duty and Madden, for example. And surprisingly, is one of the only few things the film actually gets right about the video game industry. And while the video game world, quite frankly, makes zero fucking sense in a lot of ways, I like the writing of it and the feel of the world itself. Now, there are a ton of problems I have with the story, and quite frankly, it stretches at times to have it make sense. Some of the story beats relating to certain characters are fucking obvious, and it feels like the film is beating the audience over the head with how blatantly obvious some of these things are that characters just seem to ignore. And the script itself, at least in the real world, feels like it was written by six guys who haven't played a video game since Mortal Kombat in the 90s. It's messy, cringy, incorrect, and when using medium specific terms, feels very outdated and delivered in a way that feels very unbelievable for the characters that are delivering them. And holy fucking shit, does this movie have terrible webcam shot cameos from Twitch streamers and YouTube players that are just terrible. As if forcing Jacksepticeye, who I'll admit really isn't that bad, I like some of his content, they consistently shove Pokimane and Tyler Ninja Blevins down your fucking throat the entire film, and it feels very weird and outdated in a way that just doesn't feel natural. And the video game taking over the world with the blue shirt guy just feels completely out of left field and something that would never happen. I know it's a movie, yada yada yada, suspend your disbelief. It's just the way that it's delivered in a lot of ways feels very inconvenient and stupid in a way. Now, I'll admit there are two other cameos in this film that I feel are worth watching, where I won't reveal what they are, because one is a pleasant surprise. It's a actor that I have not seen in something in a while, so to see him in this film, though acting kind of like an idiot in a way that a video game character really wouldn't or should act, and it's a weird video game to begin with, but that's beside the point. There was another genuine surprise that I really enjoyed that I would like to save, because it involves the finale of the film and really shows that Disney owns fucking everything at this point. I would also like to just to say that it is weird that in this world, or this video game, Chevy and Nissan have product placements in a GTA style video game that just feels odd and out of place, where you easily could have just covered up the Chevy emblem on the Camaro and had no problem at all, or not even shown the Chevy emblem. I get it, product placement, it just feels weird in this world where it's a video game where people kill each other and then Chevy shoving product placements into it. It just feels a little bit weird to me. Now, I'll admit, I thought I had seen everything going into this film based off of all the trailers that I had seen, but surprisingly they did a good job at hiding a lot of what the story was. But there was one reveal that was so funny to me in a trailer that I really wish they would have kept it for the film. Because unfortunately, a lot of the big set pieces, some of the better jokes, were shown in these multiple trailers that have come out. But this was one thing I had not seen or heard anything about before the last 2 weeks when I saw another trailer for this movie. And I really, really wish that Fox, Disney, whoever really produced this movie, I know it was Fox and bought by Disney, but whoever distributed it, I wish they would have kept that in the film because it is a genuinely very funny joke. It's a funny bit, something that came completely out of left field that I never saw coming, and I really wish they would have saved that for the film itself because it was genuinely enjoyable. A Free Guy, to me, is a relatively fun movie with some decent jokes and some jokes that fall really hard on their face. It tries to make sense of the video game world in a way that is not always the smoothest, but tries its best. It's just the video game world itself. The video game is just odd. It is by far not the worst movie of the year, but I really don't think it's that close to being the best. It's still a good deal of fun, and I had fun with it. There are some good jokes, like I said. But as long as you can turn off the cynical part of your brain, unlike me, you're going to have a lot more fun with this movie than I did. There were just things that I couldn't get past that weighed it down from what I think probably could have been a better score. 76 out of 100.